Well, good morning. It's almost afternoon, but it's morning still. Um, my name is Bill. This is Power Solutions Forestry. Today, we are going to slab a big ass poplar log, yellow poplar log, not tulip poplar. And it's slightly too big for the mill. I have to trim this end off. There's going to be a lot of challenges of whether I can get through this with the mill or whether I'm going to have to chainsaw mill this. So what I want to do first is I want to cut a nice square end on the big side here so I can do some measurements and then determine if I want to address most of my stuff before I put it up on the mill, whether this can even be done or not. Worst case scenario, we're going to take the top off it because we will be able to clear, up in here, and then put a chainsaw mill on it and mill it out for my slab guy. So I figured the best way to start the video is with cutting because it looks cool. I will just say before I put this in this log, I expect it to cut it fine, but this chain's not exactly, laser sharp. So I think it'll still cut better than most. But we're going to cut it off, and then we'll do some measurements, and we'll see what's going on. All right, so step one. Actually, before I kill the saw, we got to trim that there's a stub on the side right there. If you can see it. Yeah, we're going to trim that stub off, I think. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. And then we'll take some measurements. We'll see how bad a shape we are in. All right, so that's going to do it. I'll show you guys the wood. It's beautiful yellow poplar. It's going to be really pretty slabs. The big question is whether we can mill this with the mill or whether it's going to need to be chainsaw milled. So let's get some measurements here. So that's no good. It's 33 across. Inside the bark, it's 30. That would fit. This way, it's 28. Ho, ho, ho. So this way I fit. So if I can get it on the mill With this facing up and down, I might be able to fit on the mill. I'm just going to get a lumber crayon and I'm just going to mark it that way. Just double check my dimension here. And this is inside the bark, not outside. I can always trim bark. So it's 28 inside the bark here. What is it outside the bark? Yeah, it's almost 32. 32 will not fit. So this, in that dimension, up and down, will fit. I know the other end will fit. I will get you guys over here, and sorry for stepping off camera, but get you over here and take you a look at the butt of this log. It's beautiful. It's pretty much a fresh cut. It's going to have some real pretty colors in it, even though it's not rainbow or tulip, whatever you want to call it. But so our goal is to get this up on the mill that way, up and down. And then whatever we have to trim, we'll just shave the bark off on the sides up near the saw head till we can get through it. We might be able to mill this whole thing just like this. So that's a bonus. Just to give you an idea, my mill with the guides totally banged out, I clear 31. That's not realistic. So what I've done is I've actually put marks in all my bunks at what I say is the outside, and that's 30 the way it is. That's still not realistic. What you should go by on this mill to be realistic, because if you're going to get out to 30 here, you're going to have to be so perfectly straight that you wouldn't even believe it. If you go by the edge of this stainless steel on both sides, which is going to be obviously just less than 30, maybe just less than 29, I'd say that's maybe more than a half inch, and that looks like maybe it's close to half inch. So let's just call it, I like to say 28's my max, but let's say you can do 29, you can probably do 30, but you want to go by the edges of these things right here, as far as no log can be sticking out past that or you can't get through it. So that's just it as a general guide. When you look at down these edges here, none of the log can be sticking past this corner or you cannot do it. So if we go by the stainless steel as the outside, then that is probably a better indication. And I can tell you a couple things. Number one, I'm probably going to have to pull out those log dogs. They probably will not be able to stay in there. I'm going to leave them in for now when I load it. I would not be able to get them out at that point, but if I have to take the log back off, then I have to. But this log will not be able to be dogged. I can tell you that. Just at the outside chance that I can sneak one on it, I'm going to leave them in. I'm going to put it on these 3 bunks right here, that 8 feet, so I can stay away from the saw head and check my clearances, and I'll be able to use these 2 backstops, and those stops probably will not be able to be up that much either. There's going to need to be some monkeying with this. So what I'm going to do is pause you guys, take off my new cool mechanics gloves here, and get this log up on the mill, hopefully without wrecking it, and bring you back when we're ready to go, or at least when we have to do something else that's cool. So pause you guys. All right, so we get it up on the mill. Took a little bit of doing. I ended up rolling it off the other side once, trying to get some of this bark off. I've got it in a good orientation that will actually be able to cut all the way through it. Just trying to get some of the mud off. There's a big chunk of mud right here. I don't want to waste this blade in 2 seconds. Let me get my brush, see if we can get some of this stuff off. It's a good chunk of mud right here. Some rocks in the bark. I've got an angle block under it right here. I had to use to get it rolled up against the stops tight. I do have 2 clamps on it. It does look like I'm clear most of the way down where I am. Just check out the other side. Just going to kind of have to do this as I go. There's quite a bit of dirt in it. And I'm going to be flipping this thing over after I get a decent flat on the top. I'll flip this log over. That way it'll make it easier to position it. So I think what we're going to do is get the top off this thing, try to get a decent flat on it, and we'll flip it over. And then we should be able, I think, to pretty much mill it out. We're still probably going to have to do some trimming here, I think. Right now it looks clear. Looks clear. There could be something going on right here. This right here might be sticking out too far. That's easily trimmable. Or after I flip it over, I could push it. So here, I'll show you. So as I look down the side, looking at the edges, I look pretty clear except for that bump right there. So that can go that way. It looks like I have enough clearance on this side, but that's going to be a lot easier after it's flipped over. And on this side, it's hard to tell with the stops up, but I think I can at least mill it. I can at least mill it down to here with no problem. I can take, at least a couple of pieces off it and get it down to here before I think I'm going to have some clearance issues, possibly with this spot right here. I think if you look at it from the backside, you'll see what I'm talking about. So that bumps out just a bit. I think I'm clear. You can see the edge there. I wouldn't be clear here. But I didn't expect to be clear there either. I thought that might need to be trimmed. And we'll be able to check that out after we get it flipped over. So let's get the top pulled off this thing. When we're running a new Stelicut band, well, I ran it the other day too. So it's not a brand new Stelicut band, but we're going to check it out in big ass wood here. I am going to take a measurement here. You can see all the dirt in this log. So 28 high is the top of this right here. This side's like 32, but I think my mill only goes up to 28. So I'm going to take a pass at 28, try and get a good flat on it. That's going to leave a pretty good chunk over here. I don't even want to hear you guys say anything about leveling this log up. Just don't. Just don't. This is as high as my stops go. This is a special log. Let's just say that. So I'm going to take the top off it at 28, and then we'll see what we got left and see how much clearance we got left, and we'll take it from there. All right, so that's at 28. I'm all the way wide. I'm not going to get a lot of water on this pass up this high. So the Stelicut band cuts it great. Nice and smooth. It's pretty cut flat. I'm going to try to take it down. It's hard to say here. I might take it down. I don't know. Let's see how much I can fit. See how far down I can go. So that was at 28. Let's go to 26 and let you see what it looks like. So I still look clear, no problem. I think I will take it right there. I can actually take a little bit out of my adjustable stop over here. Let's try it right there. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to stop for a sec. I want to see what kind of clearance I have on the other side. So I'm just clearing, which is going to work out when we get it flat side down because I have plenty of room to move it side to side. Plenty of room to move it side to side. All right, let's finish this cut. Get this slab off. I don't think I'm going to go down anymore. I might try one more. Let me get the slab off. These slabs are going to have to go up on the workbench or up on the sawhorses if I can get them up there, because I'm going to need the machine for everything else. So I'll give you a look at the wood. I might even just end up kicking the slabs off the side and pick them up later. These are pretty heavy. It's pretty wet. Nothing like pine. Way heavier than pine. Let's get this thing scraped off. I'll show you what the wood looks like. I know you can't see me right now, but you're going to have to trust me. Cutting through quite a bit of dirt. Really pretty wood. It's got some very similar colors to rainbow poplar. It's not rainbow poplar, but it's got some pretty similar colors to it. Oh God, I hope it doesn't rain. Now I'm not gonna be able to see through the viewfinder, but I'll give you guys a look at the top. You can see some wind shaking this tree right here. You see some of the pretty color. You're up too high for me to look through, so it's got really pretty color. It's doing a fairly good job cutting it. It's not going to last long though. Let me see if I can get another piece out of this. And then maybe we'll flip it over. So we were at 26. I'm going to go down to, I'll go down to 24. Let's just do it without it running. It's funny how the 2-inch slabs look like they're 1 inch thick here. So let's see what that looks like. So I might be able to make this cut. Let me just make one little modification to this log. And I think we can make this cut. There's one little bark bump out right here. Actually, let me get this out of the way. If I get this off, I think we can make this cut. Oh, I just busted my axe, my hatchet. Let's see if I can finish it off real quick. Let's take a look at what that looks like. That looks, yeah, it's really close. If I just get the rest of this bark off, I'll be good. Let's just get me one more cut for now. Get a little bit of weight out of it anyway. So let's take one more off it at 2 inches thick. Man, there's a lot of dirt in this too. There's going to be a little bit of blade management going on here, guys. These are pretty wide cuts to let this blade get dull. All right, let's try it at 24. Should be able to get some water on it at 24. Oh, shit. One of the problems with this mill, you can't get water up this high. All right. So we'll get this slab off. Where's my picaroon? I'll get the slab off. I'll let you see the log. I'll let you guys see what I'm doing here, taking these off. I'm going to back you up just a little bit, and then we'll take a look at the log. Ooh, don't go in the dog poop. Okay, there you go. This is the one that we just cut. Probably, I'll flip this one over. Ooh. Definitely get some wind shake in this log too. All right, see if we can get this one off. Wow, really pretty color. Wait till you see this. Hopefully I can flip this. Nice. Let you see the color of this. Really pretty. It's kind of reds and blondes and kind of looks a little bit like elm in some spots. Pretty cool. So, sawdust in my mouth. I'm just going to take a look quick. I might be able to get one more. Let me line up the blade here. We'll come down to 22 and see if we're going to clear here. I don't think so, but I might be able to get one more out of this. Any little bit that we can get off this thing right now while it's sitting stable is going to be a bonus. So it's hitting just a teeny little bit right here. Almost looks not that bad. It's one little chunk here. I just knocked it off. It's going to come past. If I could knock this chunk off and maybe shave a little bit right here with the hatchet real quick, I think we'd take another one. And like I was saying, every little bit helps. I'll probably take some thicker slabs as I get down inside this log. So I need to get this chunk off right here. It's my other hatchet. That bark's loose. If I could get under it, I could probably peel this whole thing off right here. Oh, nice. I think I'm good. So when you're doing slabs like this, you kind of want to maintain that natural edge rather than just taking a chainsaw and shaving it, which I could do. But you want to maintain that natural edge too. So I think I'm good. Let's go check the other side for dirt. This is about as big a log as I've ever, maybe not lengthwise, but because it's only 9 feet long, but as big a log around as I've ever seen on a 36. All right, I think we'll take it at 22. Still 22 inches high, guys. And I'm about 7 inches from the pith. So this isn't going to be bad. The closer I can get to the pith, the, granted that it's in the middle of the log, closer I can get to the pith, the closer I'm going to get to narrowing this down to where I can cut the whole thing. So let's try it. I'm just going to check my clearance before I get into trouble. Looks okay right now. I think it's going to be okay. Give you guys an idea of what I'm cutting right now. This cut's 28 inches wide. No, that's a good testament to this mill. 18 horsepower with a 10-degree band. 10-degree band, not a 7-degree band, a 10-degree band, cutting 28 wide in a hard wood. I mean, I realize that poplar is not the hardest wood in the world, but this yellow poplar is not exactly soft either. Like, hopefully you can hear this. This isn't soft. It's not like pine. Let's back you up, see if we can get one more slab off it. And I'll show it to you, then we'll flip it over. I'll put you guys on pause. I'll flip it over. Hopefully, we can get most of this log done. Whoa. It's one bad thing about a picaroon right there. It's cutting pretty flat. If you see the way this slides off, oh, it's beautiful underneath this too. Holy shit. It's gorgeous. But if you see how this slides, you can tell it's cutting flat. Wow. Wicked color under this. Oh, gorgeous. Oh my God. All right. Let's see if I can get this up there. Before I get into trouble, I got to get these off, whatever they're on. I wonder if I can get this. Can I lift two of them? Can I lift two of them? I don't know if you guys can see me. Hopefully not, because it's going to be painful right here. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. So we kind of got them starting to stack here. And so I can pull them off with the machine. I got to get these off here. I don't want to do that again. I'll take you over and show you that slab. Oh. All right. Let's go take a look at what we got. It's absolutely phenomenal. Let me just scrape it off here really quick. These are really pretty slabs. Holy shit. Beautiful. Way better than I thought they were going to be. So you can see, even though they're not tulip poplar, you can see that nice, the beautiful color in them. These are really pretty. Nice, smooth cut. The Stelicut band and these roller guides are working great. It's nice and smooth, nice and flat. No waves in it. And I think it's time, at least we'll go over there and see. Yeah, I think it's time to get her flipped over. There's no way I have to take all this bark off to get at it, because this log can go that way a lot. It just can't go that way until I flip it over, because it's round. Because it's round, you can't move it or you'll lose your reference. So if we get her flipped over, then I can move it side to side a lot easier. I have no problem clearing down that end. This end right here is the only end that I have a problem with, and it looks like I've got, it looks like I'm fine. We're going to find out. Hopefully, what you want to do, I don't know what if you're watching me do this, you want to deal with your clearance issues before you get in the log. You don't want to end up in the log and then find out you have to trim it. That's a pain in the ass. So you want the fat end, unlike every other thing that you've ever heard, you want the fat end down there so that you can deal with any clearance issues down there, and you can pull up to the log and see what it looks like, and then you want to fix it before you go into the log. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this thing over. I'm going to put you guys on pause, flip it over, get it centered up the best I can, get my stops moved to wherever they need to be. They'll probably be fine there, to be honest with you, because they'll be biting more on this part here. So it's probably going to move that log a little bit that way anyway. And then we'll start cutting, and in between we'll check it and make sure we're going to have clearance. So I'll pause you guys. All right. So we get it flipped over. We get it on here. We're going to start taking the top off it, and just keep an eye on our clearances as we go down. Let's just see whereabouts our first cut's going to be here. Should be somewhere around, let's just say maybe 19 here. Let's see about this end. 19's not a bad cut with the dip in the middle. I think that's what I'm going to try to do, is get it at 19. And we'll try to take as much off as we can before we get into clearance trouble and have to move it around. I am hoping, so right now I'm past this edge right here. This is going to have to go that way. I have to see on this first pass here how much clearance I have over there and how much I can bump it over. I might do it right away. It's obviously ridiculously heavy. But let's see if we can get a chunk off it at 19. And we'll take it from there. And I might have to shoot a part 2 on this. Not sure yet. All right. So let's make sure we're clear there. Plenty clear right here. And I do have a little bit of adjustability left. So this log can move this way a little bit. I obviously I can't put clamps on it, just so you guys know. There's dirt all over the rail here from stuff I swept off. But let's try to get this chunk off first, and we'll take it from there. And we continue with beautiful wood. Oh man, the figure in this side is beautiful. I think I'll take a second to show this to you before I'll take the saw head back and shut it off and show this to you. Wow. We'll come down to 17 and take another piece off. Wow, this has got some really pretty grain in it, really twisty, especially up in here. They're going to be phenomenal slabs. Just what my guy is looking for too, stuff that's interesting. Look at how curly it is. See through here? And look at, see how the grain's all kind of twisted and stuff around this kind of burl looking thing here. And the colors are all twisted. We'll see how the next one comes out. So let's drop it down to 17, take another one, and keep on going until she bucks us. So I don't have any big dirt issues here, just on the start, but that's on the outfeed side, so I'm not super concerned with it. This is one of those logs that you just can't go at 100 miles an hour. Everything has to be thought through. Even flipping it something like this over so it doesn't flip back over on top of you, something stupid like that. This is not a log to rush. So let's get it down to 17, take another cut. I am going to have to put water in at some point here. So I'm still way clear right now. We're way good. I could probably do one more after this too with no problem. So we'll go back up 2.5. We'll come back and we'll see if we're clear to make another pass. Just drop right to 15. Let me see what that looks like. I think we're good. I'm just going to do it. So I think I'll get these two off. I'm probably going to pause you guys while I take them off. I'll show you the wood after, just because I am going to have to get those stops down, maybe reposition the log a little bit. I'll have to check it out for the next cut. So far, so good, though. It's going, it's cutting fine. 7 degree would be better, but so far this is cutting fine. I'm going to pause you guys a second. All right, I just threw them both on the Bobcat and put them up on the sawhorses just to get them out of the way. Take a look at this. Look at the color in this. Might try and get you both angles here. Man, it's beautiful. These are just absolutely stunning. Still cutting really smooth, but I can tell that this band's getting whooped by whatever dirt's in this bark. I am going to have to get this moved around here. I'm probably going to pause you one more second. I just want to show you the grain. It's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. I just probably just going to pause you guys a second, make sure I can get set up on this log, and we'll get at it with a couple more cuts. We're getting really, really close, guys. I don't know if you can see this. We're getting really, really close to the outside total, the biggest part. This side, it's down just a hair. This side, it's up a little bit more. But we're getting really, really close to being able to deal with this right now. So hopefully we can. We're going to find out. We're going to find out, you know, if you ever wanted to watch a video, how big a log can I do on an HD36, this is it right here, guys. All right, we're going to take another 2-inch piece out of it here. I might even go, since we're getting pretty thick here, I might do a 2.5 on this. I hate to, somebody wants to buy a bunch of it. I think I'll just go with the 2 that I've been doing. And we are really, guys, it looks to me like we can do it. It looks to me like we can mill the whole log. So we're going to try it. I'm going to put some water in after this pass. going to pause you guys while I get this slab off, and I got to put some water in the mill. I just ran out, and I am going through some pretty nasty stuff on the other side, so it's taking its toll on the band for sure. What am I up, 13 now? Yeah, that was 13, so 6 more cuts, I think. 5, and maybe if I take a 2.5 on the bottom or something. I don't know. It's going to be close whether this band will survive it. But I'm going to pause you guys, and we'll get her set up. All right, we got it. We did some surgery on it. We got the slab off. I peeled all the bark on the side because it was so dirty and it was just muddy. And it came off in big, huge chunks, which gives me plenty of clearance, I think, to do the rest of this log. Take a look at this slab. It's got a little bit of dirt on it from me beating and scrubbing it, but absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful. So if I can get it over, get my clearance right, I'm probably just going to try to mill this thing out. And we'll go from there. I'm going to pause you one sec. We got Kate's here. She's on her way off to work, and she's throwing Danny in the truck. So I'm going to pause you guys one more second. All right, guys. I got filled up with water. I got my clearance. I'll show you how big this is with my guide spread all the way apart. I just had to monkey around with it to get it centered. But that's what I'm looking at right now. I think on this side, it looks like I'm clear to go all the way down. And on this side, it looks like I am clear all the way down. So we take a bunch of cuts off it, and I'll probably do one more show and tell with you guys. I probably will not show the last couple cuts just because we're going to be getting out so far. Let's see how many cuts we can roll off in a couple minutes here, how far we can go down. And then I'll do one more pause and show you what it looks like in the middle, but looks like we're good to go. I might even take a couple of 2.5s off this thing. They're awful heavy though, then we got to deal with them. Yeah, it's it's pushing pretty tough right now, but it's cutting max width. I think the next cut's at like 9. Try and get maybe 1 or 2 more cuts out of this. Looks like one more, and then I'll have to rip them off. So it's kind of funny, but if you wonder how long a Stelicut then will last, about this long, about it, this long. But you got to understand too that each one of these slabs is worth a box of Stelicut there. Each slab. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll shut it off. I am probably just gonna take these off. Pause you guys, take these off, show you the slab in the middle here, what it looks like before we wrap up. I've only got, I think that was at 7, so the next one will be 5 and then 3. So I'll end up with a 3-inch slab, I think, somewhere. I want to keep these all consistent in case somebody says, oh my God, I want all of them and I want to do countertops. You want to keep the thickness consistent. So I'm going to keep going at 2 and then probably leave the bottom one that's not going to be as wide. I'll probably either leave that at 3 or do 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches, something like that. Probably just leave it at 3. I'll probably leave it at 3. So I'm going to pause you guys one more second. I'll get these off. We're getting up there in time. Yeah, we'll have just long enough to take a look at it, and then we'll call it a day for you guys. All right, so get a look at these slabs. I got one little problem here. I'm hoping it's not going to be a big problem. We'll get a look at this log, and I'll show you something really cool. It's a beautiful color. Oh my goodness. Look at the spalting around this knot. It's so unique. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before in a green log. Look at that. Give you a view up. It's beautiful. Look at the color. So there's wind shake in this log, right? Look at this crack. It's running all the way down. There's a chance we might lose this corner on these. That's going to stink. That's going to really stink because I think we are going to end up losing that edge. So I'm going to cut it out. I'll get you guys over here. This is, since I'm past the point where I have to worry about the size of it, this is as big as you can cut. I mean, I'll measure real quick while I got you guys and I'm finishing up here. These are monsters. These are 28, 30 here, 29 and a half, 29 and a half, 28, 27 and a half. This is really as big a log as you can do on this mill. I pray to God this edge stays on these. I don't think it's gonna, that's gonna stink. You know how many slabs that's gonna wreck? So I might end up with one good one there. Let's measure this out. So I got a 2-inch one there. Oh, I'm at 9. So 7. Really? I'm at 9? Yeah. 7, 5, 3. So I got 3 more cuts, 7, 5, and 3. And I hope these stay on here. They'll still make nice pieces if it falls off. They're still 24 wide. Yeah, 24 and over wide, and they got the best color. That'll really stink because these you're talking about. We haven't agreed exactly on a board foot price yet, but let's just say it's going to be around 2. You're talking about $200 slabs each. So that, those are expensive slabs to have fall apart. And like I was saying, I don't know if you guys could hear me while I was making that cut, but The Stelicut band's at 40 bucks. When you think about it, every one of these slabs is a box of 5. So when you get into it, like my wife was out of kind of talking to me about the dirt in it, wondering if I wanted to pressure wash it and stuff like that. If I waste a Stelicut band, one band on this log, it's paid for itself. I can see, let's see, you got 5, 10, 15, there's 20 of them, 30, 40. There's this one log you'd buy 50 bands at 40 bucks a piece. So, yeah. But I appreciate the watch. Hit me up if you have any questions. Gorgeous poplar. I'm going to cut some more of it for sure. Next time I'll be cutting with a 7 degree and not a 10 degree. Guarantee your ass that. I will be running my hose out here in the future. It's summertime now, so I don't have to worry about shutting the water off or anything. So just in case I got to spray something off, like this one was in pretty brutal shape, but that bark really tore off nice, and a little bit of work, but it all came off. 18 horsepower, 30-inch wide log, 30-inch diameter, 30, 31. This is about it for this mill, guys. Can't get much bigger, and it's cutting perfectly flat with those roller guides and that Stelicut band. Perfectly flat. I mean, I'm taking my time through it, but I have to because I know that band's not super sharp anymore, and it's a 10 degree. So appreciate the watch, and hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Hope you like the slabs, and hit me up with any questions if you want. For now, Fire Solutions out.